Hey yo, what's good everybody? It's DeeKnow. We're back again with another video full of crazy clips from all over the world. I know I've been gone for a minute. I just had another son, so he's been a handful for the last couple months. Plus, I wasn't able to post for a little while because of some clips in some previous videos. But we're back. I'm not going anywhere, guys. Every time this happens,
The new DeeKnow and I will be back to our programming as soon as I have finished rebooting.
I'm just gonna come right back. And that's what it is. So let's hop right into it.
An initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of those sentences. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do is leave it.
I'm going to leave it here on the table.
All he had to do is leave it.
Poppy wants us to do what they say.
Do you guys believe that this sun is the real sun that we grew up with? This is a fake fucking sun.
Ooh, that's a good one. 1000% confidence that this person is just fucking with us for internet clout, and it's working because they have 1.2 million followers. But this is just so hilarious that I can't not talk about it.
That's cool.
That's weird, right? A second sun, one sun right behind the other one. Yeah.
You want to know how to make that second sun disappear? You open the window that you... What happens when you kill the sun through a pane of glass? Fuck no, you have got to be fucking with me.
I figured out how to adjust the brightness on my phone camera. The sun must not be real.
Like they make is they change the exposure.
I don't even know what to say here.
Either, honestly. I've watched this video like 3 times now, and all I've taken away from it is a splitting migraine. I cannot believe that this is my job. Follow me, please.
Yeah, go follow him, dude. I can't believe that is his job. It's awesome.
So, holographic device, and he's got one too.
Oh, no, my friend. These are not hologram machines. These babies do way more than that. These suckers were designed to help spirits and entities manifest in the 3D. They essentially create ectoplasm through creating some sort of ionized steam or plasma. The idea is that the spirit can then use the plasma to help manifest themselves in the 3D. So anyone can see such spirits, not just psychics and mediums.
That's super interesting. I've seen a lot of stuff about things like that, but I always just thought they were like in storybooks, not like actual experiments. I'm gonna have to go look more into that because, honestly, if you look at these images, some of them do seem pretty artificial intelligence, if you ask me.
I had no doubt at the time that my colleagues in Egyptology must know what they're talking about, and all of that changed literally within 30, without exaggerating, 30 to 120 seconds of first seeing the Sphinx. Yeah, it really did.
What was your first impression?
Because my first impression of the Sphinx was, now that I saw it on the ground, in person, there was something wrong with the Egyptological dating. Because when you look at the Sphinx, as a geologist with a geological eye, this was not weathered by wind and sand.
Yeah, I can't really put any input on the Sphinx. I've never been to Egypt or seen the pyramids or anything like that, so I really can't have any input. But it is pretty cool seeing all the things that they go over there and speculate, and like all of the scientific evidence from testing soils and the stones and stuff that they've gotten. It does seem like a lot of history is kind of off.
Their project was to restart civilization, and I suggest very strongly that where they tried to mount that project was amongst the hunter-gatherers who coexisted in the world with them at that time. We ourselves are an advanced civilization, at least that's what we call ourselves, and we coexist in the world with hunter-gatherers. It's not an odd idea that an advanced civilization and hunter-gatherers should coexist, and there is separation between us and the Amazonian hunter-gatherers. There are tribes in the Amazon that are uncontacted and that we don't know even exist. If a catastrophe on the level of the Younger Dryas were to occur today, I don't think that our civilization would make it through. We are the spoilt children of the earth. We are just used to having everything laid on.
Yeah, we are. We are the spoiled children of the earth. We are used to just having everything laid on. That's 100% facts, dude. Like, I mean, look around. Look at all the resources we just throw away every day for no reason.
Laser conspiracy test.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder why that happens. Ain't that something wild? I've never seen anything like that, dude.
Y'all ever heard of rooftop detention? Have y'all ever heard of that technology? Well, if you haven't, look it up. Everybody want to know, why do all the millionaires and billionaires in Maui have their houses painted or their roofs painted blue? Well, it's a technology behind a blue roof. A blue roof is not just blue because of a certain color. It's like really, it's weird on the outside looking in, but the technology behind a blue roof, it is actually a fireproof house, basically. All right, so I'm sure anything can burn, but this lessens your house, the chances for your house to burn. As you can see, it works. So it is actually a system that holds water when it rains or when it gets wet. It holds the water. So if in case of a fire, your house is not gonna burn because it's actually wet. Okay, so that is the method behind the blue rooftops. You can read this. This is a brief summary to sum it up. If you want to go look it up, like I said, it's called rooftop detention. And so this is why they have their houses painted blue. And I'm sure they're going to say because they have volcanoes in Hawaii. So they just was trying to protect their assets. You know how that go. All right. Because everybody have a reason why they do what they do. But we all, have our own theories. But like, it's allegedly. This is the method behind the blue rooftop, baby. This is it. This is crazy because it was in a blueprint when he built the homes. You guys can read this. You guys can go look it up, and you guys stay safe and be blessed.
Oh yeah, I'm most definitely gonna go read about that and look that up. I've heard a few things about those systems and why they do that, but now that I really like hearing this video and being prompted to go look at it, I can honestly say that makes perfect sense, dude. That makes sense. Using a type of paint that's also weather and waterproof, that can hold water and moisture over the top of it. Like, that makes sense. But at the same time, gotta go fact check that, because it doesn't matter how much sense it makes if it's not true.
How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Our subconscious mind is so powerful. Our brains produce neuromelanin, and that neuromelanin creates electromagnetic vibrations that generate gravitational pull, and it brings things to us. And we start going back to meditation and then just practicing, because the mind is a muscle. And when you view the mind as a muscle, you can strengthen and develop that muscle.
Wow. Some good insights coming from that man right there. He had a lot of time to think on life.
When we build the post-COVID world, when we do the Great Reset, one of the most important places to start will be to ensure that the fruits of the fourth industrial revolutions are really shared by all. Artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, advanced robotics, and many others together constitute a new phase in human development, on par or even exceeding previous industrial revolutions in scale and impact. COVID-19, if anything, has accelerated this ongoing industrial revolution. If COVID had happened even 10 years ago, we could not have imagined moving entire companies, schools, and government offices so fast online. Today, that is a reality. the fourth industrial revolution has become a reality. That will prove to be not only the case now, but will be a permanent consequence of COVID-19. It is very important to embrace the fourth industrial revolution and its technology, as it will determine our future prosperity like nothing else. This requires public-private cooperation.
Interesting. That's a little interesting.
Have you seen this?
Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that. But here's the deal: there's a lot of young women to be by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
So this is Joe Biden's response the other night at the presidential debate to statements made by Donald Trump about the chaos that our open borders are causing in this country. Unfortunately, there's a lot of words that can't be said, and I had to bleep them out because, well, we're on a woke app, and I'm not a Democrat, so either way.
I feel you, bud. I understand having to tread lightly and that stuff.
Utterly mind-fucked Joe Biden is. Did any of that make sense to you? It made none to me. And it didn't make any sense to the millions of Americans that watched him on stage that night.
Well, look, there's a whole lot of stuff that's been going on with Biden lately that's just mind-blowing. How they even still have him going out and talking to people. Like, it just doesn't seem like he can handle himself lately. We'll get more into that probably later in this video and in the next few videos, so.
We are going into the golden age. The world is not ending, it's changing for the better. This is the reason why you are seeing so many storms take place on this planet. They are not just storms, it's like a natural detox. In order for the new world to build up, the old world had to collapse. Same reason why all these billionaires are building underground bunkers. They are trying to run and hide from their karma. But when you run and hide from your karma, all it does is chase you even faster. We are not just dealing with pole shifts, we are dealing with the end of a certain age. The age of Kali Yuga is now over with. Kali Yuga means the age of darkness. So all this time we was on this planet, we was living in darkness. That's why we couldn't see. But if you pay attention, you are noticing everyone is speaking the truth right now. Now that we are out of the age of darkness, we are in the golden age, or the age of the sun. Meaning we're about to get all of our abundance back to us. This is the same reason why people are seeing these aliens all through Miami. It's not just Miami, it's everywhere, because what was hidden for so long is now coming to the light. It was a time where we needed our third eye to see what was really going on. But the earth frequencies are so high right now, everyone is about to see what's going on. Even if you close your eyes, you will still see what's going on. This will be a force download with all of us. For 300,000 years, we was mental slaves in this false matrix. Now everything's about to come to light. This obey system, stay sleep, bot is over with. You can call them aliens, demons, fallen angels, whatever. They use a certain technology that made us sleep. We call it a prison, but it's really a prism. Our light has been trapped in a certain frequency for a long time. It's not just chosen people waking up. Everyone will wake up, from the insects to the animals. The age of darkness is over with. The free will they took from us is coming back to us. The quarantine is now done with. The quarantine was really the dome that was put over this planet. This dome over this planet kept us from seeing into the light, or the real universe. Remember, we live in a duality world. If the sun is light, that means the moon is darkness. The moon was the age of darkness. The moon is losing its power over us. They use this prism to actually capture our chakras or our soul. Same reason why they built these pyramids, to capture and trap our soul. We had to go through these ages of darkness to understand what the age of light was really about. We are all about to wake up, all of us. So don't be surprised if you start seeing more of these aliens everywhere. It's supposed to happen this way. My ebook link is in the bio if you want to know more.
All right, so, I really hope that you're right, dude, that we are moving into a brighter and lighter age. But I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in God. And if God's will is that we are going to move into a brighter and lighter age, then God's will is that we are going to move into a brighter and lighter age.
Let me just understand that he signed something today that said the sale of Alaska is illegitimate.
Right.
Well, I think I speak for all of us in the U.S. government to say that certainly he is not getting it back.
That's not gonna happen.
No, he's certainly not getting it back. Not to mention, you guys been paying attention to the news and stuff from across the world. They got a draft going on over in Russia. They declared the United States as an enemy over in Russia. There's just so much going on. I, don't like to pick sides when it comes to people and humanity, but I will say Biden is causing so many issues with his administration. And I can't say that Donald Trump was any better. But at this point, I'd rather deal with the other side of the dookie coin.
Here are some morbid facts about Elon Musk. As a child, Elon was the youngest and smallest student in his class and was viciously bullied. During one incident, he was thrown down the stairs and kicked in the head by several students until his face was unrecognizable. Luckily, he became a billionaire since it took him decades of plastic surgeries to fix the damage caused to his face and nose. Elon has been quoted calling his father Errol a terrible human being who's done almost every evil thing imaginable. In 1998, Errol had 7 intruders break into his home and killed 3 of them before the rest ran off. He also has 2 kids with his stepdaughter, who's 42 years younger than him, and was only 4 years old when Errol married her mom. In the year 2000, Elon contracted one of the most lethal forms of malaria while on vacation in South Africa. At one point, he was only hours away from death and lost 45 pounds in total while taking 6 months to recover. He cites this near-death experience as a turning point of his life that gave him a renewed focus and determination to succeed.
That's wild. That is wild, There's even more stories than that about Elon. It's kind of wild that he even ended up where he's at. Like, it makes no sense if you really look into his life. It's a dope mustache though, dude.
Let me show you guys one of the most breathtaking views in all of Japan. This is Hitachi Seaside Park in Ibaraki Prefecture.
Oh wow.
Hours outside of Tokyo via train. For a short period of time in May, you can witness these blue nemophila flowers take over the entire field. This place is very popular amongst the locals. Looking back, it's still one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had in Japan. Highly recommend.
It looks like a really nice place to go. I mean, it's just a field of flowers, but still looks like a really nice place to go.
The Grammys is the day where the music industry literally does a satanic ritual in front of our faces. Last year it was Sam Smith looking like a straight up demon, bro. Katy Perry was in her prime. She did a crazy satanic ritual with demons in the back, a stripper pole in the middle, and just looking crazy as well. Couple years after that, Nicki Minaj also gave a satanic ritual on the Grammys where she was acting possessed like an exorcist or something. So now I'm low-key starting to believe that. I'm like, alright bro, starting to get fishy out here. I'm looking at this year's performance and then I notice blood coming out everywhere, bro. Like, I feel like this was like a symbol of a blood sacrifice. Tell me if I'm tripping or not, or if I'm just reaching.
I don't watch the Grammys every year. I don't watch any of that stuff like the Golden Globes or the BET Awards, or I don't really watch any of that stuff that comes on television and whatnot. I don't really watch much television. There's a reason for that.
Every time I went to the Grammys, I'm in a category with Eminem and Ja Rule, and these motherfuckers were killing this shit. Jay-Z, DMX, Luda's huge artists, but when it comes to these motherfuckers, I'm losing every motherfucking award, right?
You're not in Illuminati yet.
It's all good.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair, and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person they said was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
Fatality.
It's pretty wild, you know. Cat Williams come out, start talking, you know, saying a whole bunch of things. I can't tell if he's part of the program or if he's trying to break out of the program. I'm not quite sure what we were looking at there. Looked pretty cool though. You know, I wish the clouds weren't in the way. Seems to be a thing with most of these videos. Sure, if the clouds weren't in the way, we'd have a much clearer picture and be able to figure something out. Yeah, there sure are a lot of blue roofs there, but it could just be that there's a lot of blue roofs there. You know, some people just paint their roof blue or shingle their roof with blue because they like it. I really don't know what to think about that. What I do know is that it's kind of weird.
I'll give you the bottom line.
Okay,
I'm not trying to sell.
I want to hear your thesis.
I'm not trying to sell a book. I'm not trying to promote a lecture. This is based on what I've come across after intense research in the last year. And I have found out that the government has retrieved between 10 and 15 actual flying saucers, 3 of which have been in perfect condition, 1 of which they tried to fly. They have between 30 and 50 alien bodies in cryogenic storage. We even have the name of the person whose job it is to show these bodies to the heads of state and the people who are authorized to see them. They represent at least 5 different civilizations.
I can't imagine a Dan Rather or a Tom Brokaw, if that were to come to their attention, a story of that magnitude, that they wouldn't do something with it.
Well, I can't answer that question. I don't know why they don't do it. There certainly is enough evidence based on what I've looked at. For instance,
That's really interesting, but let's look at it this way. What if all of that is a distraction from something that's even bigger?
If you happen to see green lasers in the sky, not to worry. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers conducting coastal surveys. And they're being done using a contracted aircraft equipped with a light detection and ranging system. The lasers are used to measure distance. Residents near Oahu south-facing shores between Barbers Point and Diamond Head might see those broad beams of green light across the night sky. It'll happen between midnight and 5 a.m. from Friday, April the 28th through the 30th. Officials say brief exposure to the light is not harmful to the unprotected eye.
I don't know about not harmful to the unprotected eye. Green lasers can hurt your eyes.
Okay, guys, I wanted to talk about this image. The video's out there. The guy, I think it's the same guy that did the last one. I covered it as well. And it's this face that keeps showing up by the moon with his telescope. Now, I'm going to say something that I think. I don't think that it's CGI. I don't know why. I've really looked at it. I mean, it just seems so fake. I mean, it seems so fake, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm telling you now, there are things going on right now, and you would never know or understand. And I'm also hearing that he's not the only one that has seen this. Now, I know we've had the Miami Mall thing and all these other things, and to me, this kind of, is something that's far-fetched or even more far-fetched than that. And, when you see this is a face. Look at it. It is a face. There is the nose, the mouth, the eyes. But let me ask you this. If it's real, who is it? And what is he doing? There are so many different people that talk about the moon and talk about the moon being a mind control device and things like that, and a soul trap. And even the astronauts, when they were on the way to the moon, there's recordings of them talking about people being there and they wouldn't want to be there, trapped there. You can go look that up and you'll find what I'm talking about. Now, whether or not that's legit, I don't know. They say it is. It's hard to tell, man. We're a bunch of conspiracy theorists running around here trying to figure out what's going on, but some of these things turn out to be the real deal. And they say, hey, these tinfoil hat guys, man, they're funny, and it's comedy hour when the tinfoil shows up. Man, I'm telling you right now that this might not be a tinfoil hat episode. This could be the real deal. Look, I don't know why I think that. I know myself, because you're stupid, that's why. But I'm sure I'll get the comments. But, anyway, it's just, if he's doing it and he's doing it, we saw the video. You can go watch the video. I don't have the video. It's not my video. You can go watch the video, and the video shows you he zooms in with this. Now, it really, to me, doesn't have a whole lot to do with the moon. I just don't think it does. It's not like it's really right next to the moon or whatever. And if it is, who's to say? What is it? And who is it? And what is he doing? Is it God? Is it a being that's watching over us? These are just typical things that anybody would say. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I really don't know what to say about it. I really don't. I'm going to let you guys do that. Tell me what you think. I've talked about it long enough.
Bro. I will admit, it's pretty wild looking. But, let's just see, who put my face up by the moon? Pay attention.
This is on June 10th, 2023. One of BB's insiders asked to meet up with Ryan. He said, hey, brother, good morning. I spoke with the Prime Minister BB. He would like to meet Ryan, period. And it's right here on text. Y'all can see. And I'm not going to get further into that.
Okay. So, you saw that little thing move in the background. I don't even know what to think about all of those kind of videos, because there's so many filters going on that if you did edit it, you wouldn't even be able to tell. I'm gonna call cap.
Okay, let's talk about the real reason the government wants to ban TikTok. And let's just get this out of the way, it is a ban. Even though some of these center-right Democrats like Miss Tic-Tac-Toe Nancy Pelosi are trying to say that we're making TikTok better, or we just want TikTok to be owned by a different company, the bill has made it such that the time frame that TikTok would have to be sold on would be so short that they could basically never meet those conditions. And most of the legislators involved in passing and supporting the bill are referring to it as a ban. I think there's 3 reasons why they're doing this. First one is that TikTok is exposing young people in the United States to left-wing political ideas. Probably the best example of this is the way that it helped turn the mainstream cultural tide against the state of Israel. It exposed the ongoing ethnic cleansing and genocide against Palestinians that Israel has been carrying out for the last several decades. Just a few years ago, speaking critically about Israel in any way could get you fired and blacklisted, and now the sheer volume of people that are speaking out against the war on Gazans and Israel's constant human rights abuses and violations It's just too much for people to ignore. Of our tax money has gone directly to Israel's military operations, and this number has increased dramatically since 2022. The US wants popular support for Israel, and if they're not getting it, they want to cut off the criticism at the source. The second reason is that we're in this bizarre proxy Cold War with China. Many politicians, Democrats and Republicans alike, are using this issue to fearmonger about China and communism. TikTok is really just being used by the capitalist class as a pawn in this game of xenophobia and red baiting, which can be really damaging to Asian Americans and particularly Chinese Americans. This should go without saying, but the US government is not at all concerned with our privacy. Meta.
Yeah, I would have to say they're not at all concerned with our privacy because there are so many other apps. And yes, Meta, like she was going to get into, I'm sure, in another video. But like Meta, for instance, they just tear right through everything. I mean, come on, everybody knows Facebook. Everybody also knows that Facebook likes to go through everything. So like, I don't know, man. It's not a security thing. I think honestly what it is that on TikTok there's such a wide, diverse amount of like types of content, and you know, some of it really does show that there is a lot of questionable knowledge out there in the world. And you know, it would make sense that if there's a lot of questionable knowledge pertaining to other countries that we are taught otherwise about appearing on there and making a big wave and influence across our side of the internet, that the government might want to put a stop to that. I do understand how a villain would want to take away the truth, but at the same time, we really don't know what it's about. We just know what they're saying it's about.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of Russia, today, we stand on the precipice of a monumental revelation, a moment that redefines not only our understanding of history, but also the path forward for our great nation. In an extraordinary discovery hidden beneath centuries of lore and legend, we have opened what can only be described as the oldest vault known to mankind. What we found within its ancient confines challenges the very fabric of our beliefs and heralds a new dawn for our country. Within this vault, we discovered figures of biblical proportions, characters that many have read about, debated, and revered. These figures, preserved against the sands of time, reveal a truth that is as profound as it is transformative. They are all black. This revelation, this undeniable truth, stands before us not as a contradiction to our faith, but as a testament to the diversity and unity that faith embodies. As your president, I see this moment not as a challenge to our beliefs, but as an opportunity to embrace a wider, more inclusive understanding of our history and spirituality. Russia, in its rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and people, is uniquely positioned to lead the world into this new era of understanding and acceptance. From this day forward, let us proclaim our nation under the guidance of Black Jesus, a figure who represents not just the cornerstone of Christian faith, but also a symbol of the universal values of love, compassion, and brotherhood. This Black Jesus, whose likeness and history have been unveiled from the oldest vault, is a message to us all that divinity knows no color, that spiritual truth transcends race, and that our common humanity binds us more tightly than our differences divide us. Let this discovery remind us that history is not just the story of those who wield power, but also of those whose contributions have been overlooked or forgotten. It challenges us to re-examine what we know, to question our assumptions, and to open our hearts to the broader possibilities of understanding and faith. As we embark on this journey of discovery and understanding, let us do so with open minds and compassionate hearts. Let us build a nation that truly reflects the teachings of Black Jesus, a nation that stands for justice, equality, and love for all, regardless of race or creed.
All right, so as a child, I grew up going to church, right? I went to Methodist churches, I went to Southern Baptist churches, I went to free denomination churches. In every single teaching that I had learned from these different denominations of Southern United States churches for Christianity, I always would come to the conclusion point and would ask, you know, my teachers and whatnot in Sunday schools and Bible studies, I would ask them, you know, what is there for evidence to make you believe that if all of this took place in the areas in which it says that it took place, that Jesus would not be a dark-skinned man? I never really got a clear answer as to why that wouldn't be the case, but I kind of always just knew inside of me that that was probably the case. And knowing that there are so many different updated translations of the Bible, and yeah, I will say that most of them do kind of say the same thing, if not the same thing, just in different and more understandable words as time goes on with the new translations. The things I originally read in the Bible have always made me believe that Jesus was a dark-skinned man, and that most of the apostles were dark-skinned, and that most people in that general area, besides a lot of the Romans and stuff like that, were also dark-skinned. So I really can't go too far into it without it turning into some whole like study debate kind of deal, or like me just recapping what I've learned throughout my life. But I've always kind of thought that that might be the case. Now my main question is, what do all of you think about this and about Putin saying this live? Oh, that's beautiful. Like, you guys know, I've been away for a couple months. I haven't really had a choice. One, I couldn't upload for about 30 days, and two, I just had a new son. So I've been really not seeing what's going on over TikTok and the internet and like all the cool uploads. So this is my first time seeing that, and that is super cool looking, dude.
Okay, now these faces, if you're seeing, first of all, there's only 75 cases of this, okay? So how are you going to call this a disorder, first of all? I think if 75 people are seeing demon faces, then those 75 people probably on some freaky shit, or maybe they might be schizophrenic. But that's not just some disorder. Oh, I see demon faces. There's something else to it. Definitely something else.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And those people just might be able to see through the veil too. Now that I'm thinking about it, can they see through the veil? Can they see what people really are? Maybe some people are. Maybe they are demons. Maybe they are evil.
I love TikTok. I really hope it never goes away. I love TikTok.
impacted by this trial, Jake. So many things happened. We saw policing changing here in the city. And it's also worth noting, because of that unrest, that racial unrest in the 90s, that is why so many people who may not have been invested in O.J. Simpson were just happy to see that someone who was rich and famous and black could get away with what other people did in the system as well, too.
Okay. I don't really see anything in that clip right there. Somebody out there thinks it's wild, but
I don't see it.
I remember all that. Now that is wild. Look at that. That is probably one of the coolest clouds I've ever seen. Is that a cloud or is that a doorway? Like, I can't tell if that's a cloud or just a portal. Like, what? That's awesome looking. Just a sweet roll in the sky.
I don't challenge the facts that you present, that those backgrounds are there. What I challenge is the idea that there's some kind of conspiracy about
now
this.
I get to talk.
What we don't have, what we haven't had, let me just make this quick point. What we haven't had is a serious question about what to do with all of the energy needs that we have in America. A bunch of liberals want to tell people you can't drive this car, you can't have these lights on, you can't have a swimming pool. That's the attitude of people who don't understand
you can
what
have
business is like.
You know what you can have now? You can have gas for $3 a gallon. You can be in California and have blackouts all the time.
Right.
Because of these energy policies.
And I love this. Because of the energy policies that were created here in California, not as a result of a conspiracy.
I miss you, George Carlin. I miss you so much, man. I wish you were still here because I loved all the things you would talk about. I miss that man so much. Very smart individual. Great choice to use that knowledge in comedic fashion too.
The fact that Russia declared the United States as an enemy for the first time ever is just insane. Like, why is you declaring the whole United States as an enemy, bro? What did I do to you, bro? You better talk to Joe Biden. The only person I ever see starting World War III is this man, Joe Biden here. I swear, the amount of times that Russia has warned the United States to stop helping Ukraine using American weapons in the war. And this time, bro, I think Putin is he's really getting mad this time, bro. This man really might start something really soon. Now the man Putin is saying that he's going to start to give weapons to other countries to help attack the West. On top of that, Russia even sent a fleet of warships to Cuba and nuclear-powered submarines. Now, Cuba is saying that none of the ships or submarines contain any nuclear power and this does not pose any threat to them. Just that Russia is now trying to increase their air and ocean presence around the United States. So what y'all think about this? Because I think things are starting to get a little bit more serious now.
Bro, don't come over here blowing us up. Come on now. No, bro, don't come over here doing that. We ain't the ones you gotta beef with. You gotta beef with them other folks in the power seats. Go get them, bro. Y'all go out to the arena and duke it out like Mortal Kombat. Don't bring us into this. We ain't got nothing to do with this, man. What? What in the world? Look at his face, man. He looks super disappointed and also like he's not sure what he's seeing. Just saying. You know, I couldn't find any other information on this clip right here. I searched and searched for this when this happened and like for the news where this happened, and I could not find this clip anywhere else except for right here from where I pulled it on TikTok. And just kind of weird to me because they're trying to say everything we've ever been told is fake all of a sudden, and Russia's the one coming out trying to say all of it.
President Trump? I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Oh man. Alright guys, well that was the last clip that I've got for you today. We're back. I know that we've been gone for a little bit. You know, I got family stuff to attend to, been really busy, wasn't able to upload for about half the time that I've been gone. Anyways, we're back now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today and all the cool clips within. And thanks for hanging out. Look forward to seeing you in the future and on my future videos. Drop some comments down below about the type of content you'd like me to run and like me to react to, and we'll do our best over here to get to it. We're back again. I'm tired of getting banned.